So you may have heard that Bill Maher couldn't do his show for a couple weeks because supposedly he got COVID. Well, I'm here to tell you the real story, what happened and why he couldn't do the show. So, as you know, I'm the body double for Betty White. We're at the Four Seasons in the bar area in Beverly Hills going over appearances, because sometimes she does the appearance, sometimes I do the appearance, and we map it out every week. We meet Monday nights. And who comes stumbling in all liquored up is Bill Maher, demanding a drink, getting loud and belligerent. So the bartender wouldn't serve him because he was already liquored up. So he starts complaining, screaming, now he's a disturbance, the game's on, people can't watch the game. So Betty White says, I'm gonna shut him up. So she walks up to him, it's like, Bill, I need you to calm down. He's like, I'm not coming down till I get a drink. I'm cartel. I can get anything I want in this city. She's like, you always say this, you're not cartel. I am Bill Maher. I'm the cartel's largest marijuana customer. They protect me. She looks at him, yes, but I'm the top enforcer for the cartel. Don't you know the fuck I am? He goes, yeah, I do, but I'm higher on the food chain than you. She's like, I need you to calm down or I'm gonna have to drag you out of here. So he's like, I'm not calming down, I want my drink. And then he tries to swing at her, and of course, Betty White, being an enforcer, knocks the hand up, left, right, left. He's on the ground, out cold, Bill Maher. Face is all swollen up, can't see because his eyes are swollen, nose is out of joint, he's missing a couple of teeth, there's blood everywhere. Bartender's like, ooh. I'm running over there, what'd you do? She's like, it was instinct, I've been training with Floyd Mayweather. I'm like, ugh, well, what are we gonna do now? And the bartender's like, I don't think he's gonna be able to do a show this week. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. She's like, well, we'll just tell them we got COVID. Well, who's gonna tell them? And of course, I had to tell them because I'm the body double. So I call over there and I'm like, yeah, this is Betty White. Bill Maher got COVID and he won't be doing the show. And the HBO people are like, oh my God, that's terrible. Give him our best. I'm like, okay, I will, thank you. And I hung up quickly. So then we called the ambulance, got him taken down to the hospital. Swelling went down. We had a dentist come in, put back in his teeth. We had one of the Kardashian surgeons fly in, get his nose back straight, out of joint, whatever the medical term is. And we thought that was the end of it. So about 6-8 weeks later, maybe 4 to 6 weeks later, now we're at Betty White's house because I was refused to do any more meetings in public because I was afraid she was gonna beat the hell out of somebody else. I get a phone call and it's Mickey Moderna from Moderna saying Bill Maher suing him for $1 billion, saying he got vaccinated with the Moderna vaccine and it didn't work, and product liability, false advertising, he wants $1 billion. Because he got COVID that week and he's like, can I help him? I'm like, he didn't get COVID, Betty White knocked him out. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah. So I told him the story I told you. He's like, well, is she willing to testify that in court? I'm like, well, I'll testify. I'm sure she'll testify, and I'm sure the bartender will testify, and I'm sure there's security footage. So you should be all set. So I'm about to hang up the phone, and Betty White's like, we have a problem. I'm like, what's the problem? Everything's cut and dry. She's like, well, me and Bill Maher have a little bit of history. So I'm like, what type of history are you talking about? She goes, you know how Jennifer Lopez broke up with Alex Rodriguez because Alex Rodriguez cheated on her? I'm like, yeah. She goes, I'm the one Alex Rodriguez cheated on Jennifer Lopez with. We're like, that was you? Oh my God, what were you thinking? She's like, well, we were in Vegas, you know, there was bottle service at the club, and just one thing led to another. But it shouldn't have got out because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Like, Betty, that's a saying. She was like, no, that's a law. We're like, when did you hear that was a law? Well, Trump made an executive order. Well, if Trump made an executive order, how'd it get out? Well, she's like, well, when Biden came in, he reversed all of Trump's executive orders. He didn't even look at them, he just reversed them all. So that's how it got out, because Bill Maher noticed. And he told Jennifer Lopez, who called me, and then, of course, I didn't want to lie to her. So I had to admit it, and that's why they broke up. I'm just glad my boyfriend was more understanding. I'm like, who's your boyfriend? Mike Tyson. You cheated on Mike Tyson with Alex Rodriguez. She's like, yeah. You know that Mike Tyson could have killed that man. She's like, yes, I know. That's why the executive order was supposed to protect him. So is that the reason why you knocked Bill Maher out? She was like, I don't know. So what do we do now? And Mickey's like, so now because you slept with Alex Rodriguez, it's gonna cost me $1 billion. She's like, well, you still have the security footage, and I'm sure Wavel will testify and the bartender can testify, but I'm not sure if I'm a good witness. Now Mickey's like, well, all right, I'm probably just gonna have to settle with the guy. I'll give him $100,000 or something, but I'm like, I don't think you settle with him. You have $100,000, give it to me. Because you still have me, the bartender, security footage, plus all the other people who were there. Well, what happens if they call Betty White? Well, we'll have Betty, can you go to Mars for a couple of weeks? Maybe a month or so, a couple months? She's like, yeah, I can do that. So we got Betty White. We got Betty White on a spaceship, and we sent her to Mars. So she's been there for a bit. So if you wonder where she is, she's in Mars. And then we got Bill Maher's suit thrown out because my testimony, the bartender's testimony, and the security footage was able to get a suit thrown out. So we saved Mickey Moderna $1 billion, and Moderna shareholders $1 billion. So they were really thankful. And we're glad Mike Tyson's just been more mellow, because I think he would have killed that Alex Rodriguez. And until we get another executive order of what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, Betty White is banned from Vegas and also from the Four Seasons in Beverly Hills.